I'm good. Yep. Yep.
It is time for your weekly breakdown on the latest in entertainment, sports, pop culture, and all things Milwaukee. This is Nothing But The Truth with Melanie Ricks. Now streaming on 1017 The Truth YouTube with the witty banter, latest trends on social media, and hottest celebrity topics, here is Melanie Ricks.
Hey, 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 hey. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. It's a DJ Brother Z exclusive. Yeah. That'd be hard, right?
Oh, they go crazy. That go crazy. I can't even front. I need one of them beats from Zach.
Okay, what? Shout out to DJ Brother Z and shout out to every single one of you. Welcome to Nothing But The Truth with Melanie Ricks. My name is Mel, and I'm in studio with the one and only Benjamin.
It's amazing.
I haven't heard you say that in so long. Like, to my face, I mean.
Yeah, I feel that.
I've heard you say it. You say it a lot to Juice. You say it with Tory Lowe. But you haven't said it to my face.
Yeah,
in a minute.
I get around the world with it,
As you should. It's giving pimping all over the world.
It is. It is.
Notice that I just caught Ben lacking because what you're supposed to say is pimping. No, not me. I'm innocent. I just travel and see other cultures and explore other things to do. I don't pimp.
Hey, pimping,
It ain't easy.
Pimping ain't easy. It got a lot of different cultural contexts. You know what
True.
I'm saying?
So pimping in the American sense, it may not be the same in the Brazilian. No, it probably is. Let's be honest. In Brazil, if there's anywhere. No, just kidding.
Nah. Brazil up over there, they definitely they about that life anyway.
Oh, Lord.
They be happy to have a pimp.
Oh, Lord. Oh, he's talking real pimping. I'm just keeping it cute and clean and PG-13. I'm talking Ludacris and Bobby Valentino pimping. I'm not talking real life pimping. I ain't talking, pink fur jacket and, crocodile skin boots pimping.
I wouldn't want to be Bobby Valentino pimping. I mean, that involves the trans community. I'm good.
It does?
It does.
I didn't know that.
He got caught with a tranny.
Hey, first off, that's rude. He got caught with a... What do we say?
Here you go with this politically correct stuff.
No,
man.
I'm not being politically correct. You know me. I don't like hurting people's feelings. I'm going to always
you
call
think
people...
it's hurt somebody's feelings?
Of course. Unless you're in the community, the trans community... Yeah, you're supposed to say a transgender woman.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure,
you,
but
you about to bring the old Ben back.
Yeah. Oh,
Because
Lord.
I'm about to get reckless around this piece.
Don't get reckless around this piece. Can everybody please tell I wasn't going to say Kyle. I was going to say tell us in the comments to tell Ben not to get reckless in this piece. Please tell him in the comments, y'all.
It's okay, Mel.
Yeah.
You haven't been here for a long time. Your boy Benny has grown.
No, you haven't.
I've grown a little bit.
It's been 5 minutes and you've already said something out of pocket.
This is what you pull out of me, though.
How?
You be pulling this stuff out of me because it's like
Why?
it's like when people tell you don't do something,
Then you want to do it.
Then you
That's
want to
why.
do it.
So
I was cool beforehand.
I'm not even gonna comment then.
I was cool beforehand, but hey,
When you say something out of pocket, I'm just going.
all right, bet. That's right.
I'm gonna be like shaking, trying not to say something. Ben, it's not about. Okay, maybe you could be politically correct, but I don't really care about that. No, I don't, because I think politics are messed up. So being politically correct, while I understand it in the proverbial sense, it's about me talking in a way where I don't want to get people's feelings hurt. That's just me. I'm like that, Ben.
That's called being politically correct.
Okay, if that's what you like I said, in the proverbial sense, but I'm not literally scrolling through the dictionary is this in the amendments? No, it's not that.
Okay.
But anyway, today is Monday? Yeah, I lose track of the days. Today's Monday, but when everyone's watching this show, it'll be Wednesday. Because, we drop Nothing But The Truth with Melanie Ricks on Wednesdays. But something that happened on Sunday was the Oscars, the Academy Awards, Hollywood's most glamorous night, which I would actually argue is the Met Ball. I actually think that's the more glamorous night, but I digress. What did you think about the Oscars being streamed on Hulu? Because I'm going to be very honest, I did not watch the show. I saw clips from the show. I didn't actually watch it in its entirety, but I thought it was dope that it was streamed on Hulu. What do you think about that premise? Because I believe something else was streamed recently on one of those platforms, which I think is cool. What do you think about it?
I think, honestly, Mel, it is very interesting the times that we are in right now when you talk about the evolution of streaming platforms. Because to your point, there was an app out there that allowed you to stream the Super Bowl. All right. And your boy Ben Jim was on it. All right, I was on Tubi, streaming the Super Bowl
Shout out
for free.
Tubi.
Yeah, shout out to Tubi, man. But
Tubi be getting all the big shows.
for real.
Tubi, what kind of money y'all got?
Hey, well, Tubi is actually owned by NBC, so they got the paper. They got the paper, and they've been playing this out for a good minute. But with that being said, Oscars being streamed on Hulu. Personally, I love it. It shows me that these big, the big six media corporations are figuring out ways to tap into the normal consumer, the average consumer, without having to go the cable route. Because millennials, we've cut the cable cord, haven't we? We don't even watch cable like that.
I know.
So it's like, yeah, you can watch it on Hulu, watch it on Tubi, go to your Amazon Primes and figure some stuff out. But I think that's just a nice, innovative way of, them reaching their consumer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It was the 97th annual Academy Awards yesterday, which is that was a noise. I'm used to you, but I forget about certain sound effects you make, so I gotta get used to it again.
Yeah, it's all good.
That was like a lawnmower starting up. Imagine being on a date and them putting two fat juicy burgers down in front of you, and the guy that you're on a date with makes that sound before If I was on a date and somebody made that noise before, if you were just looking at your food and you were about to eat and you made that sound,
yeah.
I might be like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom and take everything with me.
You would never come back to that guy.
I don't think I would, because I think I'd be like, what's this sound about?
I mean, hey, never mind. I'm not finna go there with you. But what I will say is, it must mean that the burgers are look good. They're probably really good and juicy.
Do you make that sound before? Is it a certain thing? Or was that more of you were acknowledging what I was saying to you?
I was acknowledging what you were saying to me.
Okay,
but,
that makes sense. But it sounded like a
Yeah, it's one of them things where, the black in me is like, dang, how expressive we are.
Like when we like something, we start dancing while we
eating. Yeah, we get to dancing while we eating. I'm a sound effect guy. So if I feel some type of way, I have to make a sound effect about it.
I respect it.
Yeah, that's how I feel the type of way about it.
You know what, Ben? I need to be better. You're going to help me be better then, because not me judging you because of that little sound effect you made. You feel me?
Yeah.
I was reading the book by its, Audible cover. You feel me? I was on Audible. I heard you make that sound, and I almost turned the book off, but I shouldn't have. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm gonna read the content.
You have to go ahead and just follow the story.
That's right.
You got to read the book from page 1 all the way to page 552.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
absolutely.
absolutely.
It's like a Harry Potter book or something.
That's right. See, now you talking my language.
Yeah, I know.
Wingardium Leviosa.
I know.
Okay, listen.
Yeah. But speaking of the Oscars.
Yeah, but speaking of the Oscars, one thing that people actually got upset with was that right before they announced, I think it was Best Actor and Best Picture, apparently the streaming ran out. Because you know how they designate, because I watch a lot of basketball games on the Max app, because Max is also in partnership with TNT.
What?
Bruh.
I didn't know. I got Max.
Bruh, I know.
Okay.
And let me put you on game.
Yeah.
Tuesdays and Thursdays, when they have NBA games on, go to Max and stream it on there. You can also stream it on the TNT app. But how easy is it to just do Max? That's already sitting right there, open and ready to go.
I didn't even know that. You really did put me on game with that.
I got you.
I watch everything on Max.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
No, same.
Yeah.
Shout out to Friends. But something that they said, because Ben, I'm sure you know this if you've ever watched any type of sports activity, any type of sports game on a streaming platform, after a certain point, it runs out. Because they designate a certain window for that game. So it's the same thing for any live performance.
Bro, that sounds bootleg.
The Oscar.
That sounds so so bootleg, bro.
Dog, people were coming at Hulu so hard. They came for their necks. Go on Twitter and just go look at the comments about Hulu, the streaming shutting down. Hilarious. I'm sorry, but it was funny. Y'all should have designated an extra 30 minutes because, Oscars be running long. Right. That's why they eventually turn on the music, the hurry up and finish your speech music, you know? But anyway, people were upset because it apparently just the stream shut off right before they announced the two biggest awards of the night. So that was the only hiccup, which they'll learn from that.
They should.
They better. But the other big thing that came out of the Oscars was a joke that the host, Conan O'Brien, said at Aubrey Drake Graham's expense. So yes, we are still catching strays if your name is Aubrey Drake Graham and you are from Toronto, Canada. If that is your name, yes, you are still catching strays. It doesn't matter how long it's been. We're American. We're petty. We'll let this ride until the wheels fall off. You feel me? But Conan O'Brien apparently said a joke that shocked everyone at the Oscars to the point where the writer, he didn't think that the joke would actually make it to air, and he made a bet saying if this makes it to air, because obviously for the Oscars they write everything, all of the scripts, everything you see, most of the banter, it's all scripted. Nothing wrong with that, but not everything makes it to air. And Conan O'Brien, being the genius that he is, he's literally reading from a teleprompter. He doesn't know necessarily in advance what jokes he's going to say. He's reading that teleprompter. Well, he wrote a joke. The writer in question wrote a joke and bet $50 that it would kill. And then afterwards, he made that $50 because it certainly did kill. At the midway point of the Oscars, O'Brien walked out on stage and he said, quote, "We're halfway through the show, which means it's time for Kendrick Lamar to come out and call Drake a pedophile." Everybody, what? So everybody laughed. And then after he made the joke, Conan said, "Don't worry, I'm lawyered up." That's what got me. Because the joke itself, listen, Ben, and I want to hear your opinion because you and I have not discussed this on air. I want to know if you think that the rumors are true. Genuinely, honest to God, and I've said it before, I do not believe that Drake is a pedophile. Do not think he's ever done anything that would be considered like sexual misconduct with a child, with a minor. I do not think he's done that. I do think that he was texting Millie Bobby Brown when she was underage because she told us, and kids don't lie about that kind of stuff. Ain't no kid who's 14 gonna lie about Drake texting them. I mean, maybe a kid would, but like you wouldn't believe that kid unless they were Millie Bobby Brown, let's be honest. No, I'm just kidding. But like real talk, like kids don't lie. They sometimes do. They make stupid little white lies. They ain't gonna lie about something like that, especially the way she said it, because she said it so innocently. Right. She said it when if memory serves, Ben, the interviewer, they were on the red carpet and they were asking like, "So, you thinking about boys? You're 14 now. What's going on with the boys?" And then she said that her big brother Drake texts her advice about boys. Mm-hmm. And that's what made people get upset, which again, and I've said it before, I genuinely think that was more of a, you're in Hollywood, I'm in Hollywood, they treat you like you're grown, I forgot you're not grown type of thing. That's what I think it was. That's just my personal opinion. I do not believe he is a pedophile. I hate that bar. It's one of the hardest bars in the song, and I hate it. The A minor. I love the way he says it. I love the way he performed it. He slid it in there perfectly, but I hate that bar because I think it's not true, and I cringe a little. So Conan O'Brien, hilarious joke. I felt bad, but then he said the lawyered up, and that made me laugh. So I'm curious, what are your thoughts on the overall, what do you want to call it? The accusation, use that word.
Accusation.
The accusation that is that line, if you will, for Drake. What do you think about that? And then what do you think about the Conan O'Brien joke about it?
You know what? So that's a two-folded question. On one end, Drake being a pedophile, I personally don't believe he is a pedophile. However, you know, Drake does have some people in his camp who are suspect, all right? Baka got a weird case. Why is he around? Certified lover boy, certified pedophile. Wop, 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 wop. Dot mess him up. That's what Kendrick Lamar went on to go say. Because Baka, who, you know, is a part of the OVO clique or was a part of the OVO clique, hung around Drake.
Wait, talk to us. So you think Kendrick wasn't calling Drake?
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
He wouldn't necessarily call him a pedophile. Okay. However, you know, the people in this camp are suspect. Yeah. You know, even like DJ Academics, right? Did you see the scandal that was going down with him? You know, him
which one?
Yeah, well, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So him talking to a 15-year-old kid about sex, how he was, Yikes. You know, definitely is, again, suspect. Again, this is somebody, Drake, you like to hang around with, or, you know, your name's closely affiliated with. In a rap battle, it gives your opponent something to work with, you know? So I think that ultimately Drake isn't a pedophile. It's just a funny joke, you know? And then the Conan O'Brien statement at the Oscars last night, you know, this is how I know that the beef has not only just hit pop culture, but it's actually becoming quite lame, all right? It's one thing for, you know, the underground to have this type of music and speaking the lingo that we do. It's a whole other thing when pop culture takes a piece of it and it brings it to the major award shows.
Mainstream.
Yeah, it goes mainstream, you know. So I feel like the fire from Not Like Us is going to start, you know, drifting off just because, again, mainstream has picked up on it. It's like, it's not cool no more. We need to create something new. And honestly, I think it was kind of lame for Conan O'Brien because I never really liked Conan O'Brien, to be honest with you, in the first place. I mean, those late night talk show hosts never really spoke to me, never spoke to a young Benny. Some young black kid from the South Side of Racine. I never really resonated with their type of material. However, there are people out there that do, and I think that Conan O'Brien and the writers back there are saying things that they know are pop culturally relevant to make certain that, again, the Oscars can maintain the ratings that they need to maintain. As you said before, when we got on these airwaves, and I mean, even how I said it, I mean, most folks didn't even watch the Oscars. Is Will Smith going to slap somebody? Other than that, if that's not happening, and I'm not watching the Oscars like that, there's a few of our cohorts up here who actually did like a little trivia. They're like, oh my God, who do you think's going to win the Oscars? Who's going to win the Oscars? I really didn't care. I really did not care because I didn't see a movie last year that dropped that was nominated for an Oscar that I thought actually deserved an Oscar. Like, a lot of these things, when it comes to the award shows, are politics. Politics are involved, Whoever has the biggest movie budget, whoever is trying to get promoted, it's all these other little things that happen behind scenes that we, the people, aren't a part of and aren't privy to. So, I feel like it was a big stage that, again, at the end of the day, they're up there just trying to get ratings, trying to make certain that people's eyes are on the Oscars. But I'll tell you this, it's going to be a long time before y'all get another another high rating like y'all did back in 2022 when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. So,
well, yeah, that was unprecedented. That was unlike anything. But to your point,
the slap heard around the world.
Man,
slap. Will mess him up.
No, like, for real. That's such a good point, though, that you make, that once it starts, like, it's almost like we can laugh at it, but once others start laughing at it,
it's lame as hell, bro.
Yeah, it's not as funny anymore. That's why I was like, when I heard the joke, I'm like, I don't know if that's funny. It was Conan saying, "Don't worry, I'm lawyered up," because Drake, he's been very litigious. He's suing everybody. Okay, he's suing commenters. He's suing their granddaddies. Like, he's suing. Okay, he's being litigious. He's handing them out. But to be very clear, he filed a lawsuit against Universal Music Group specifically, and he accused the company of defamation and harassment and spreading the false and malicious narrative that he is a pedophile.
Right.
So, that's his own thing, and I kind of don't blame him for going that route, because if it's untrue, I wouldn't want anybody to make a song about it. And obviously Drake done had this song. Well, first off, it's probably banned. If anybody within a mile of Drake plays that song, they're probably out. You feel me?
Well, I know you've seen Drake playing it at his concerts, though. Like, Drake is playing it at his concerts now, or when he was doing the Australia tour.
When he was, I was like, didn't he cancel?
Yeah, he played it out there. So it's just one of these things that I know for a fact Drake is still figuring out the damage control of it. What he does after this, we'll have to all see, wait around and see. But I'll say this, though, Drake definitely ain't falling off. Is it a chink in his armor? For sure. I think a chunk got took out of Drake's armor. I mean, I don't care how great Drake even comes back after this. Kendrick Lamar will always be that sword, that knife in his back.
He's a kryptonite.
Yeah. He'll never be able to run from that ever in his life. And Kendrick knew what he was doing.
That's crazy.
I got a whole breakdown. I got a whole breakdown for why I believe Kendrick Lamar and the Drake thing ended up happening and how it happened. I think Kendrick saw that Drake was weak and decided to strike.
Oof.
That's really what it was.
Oof.
Yeah.
Not that.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, this is why. Okay, I saw this on Abbott Elementary. I don't know if you watch that show.
Not really, but I know of it.
Hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Highly recommend to anybody. Yeah. One of the characters who's my favorite character is Principal Ava. She's hilarious. She's a comedian. And she said when she met one of the characters' moms, she said she made a joke to the mom at the daughter's expense. And then the mom looked at her like, "You talking to my daughter?" And so she walked away, and then Ava did this like little interview bite, because it's supposed to be like The Office, where it's like it's a mockumentary, and they talk to the camera. And she said, the key to not getting your butt beat is knowing when somebody can beat your butt. And I feel that way about Drake. The key to not getting your bleep whooped is knowing when somebody can whoop you. So Drake, unfortunately, did not understand what Kendrick Lamar was capable of.
Right.
He could have let Kendrick have it when the beef first started. He could have let Kenny keep that. He could have said, "You got it, K-Dot."
Mm-hmm.
But Drake was the one who said, "Oh, you want to talk about mother." and Drake didn't know.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's like when they say, when that meme comes up on social media, oh, I didn't recognize your game. I didn't know your game was like that. When they see like certain men with Timothy Chalamet and Kylie Jenner.
Uh-huh.
When that first started, people were saying like, oh, I see you, Timmy. I didn't know your game was so strong. I didn't recognize. Yeah, Drake didn't recognize. He ain't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if Drake had any foresight, hi, on. Oh, that was cute. Hey, good to see you. Sorry, y'all. We got fans. But if Drake had any foresight into this, if he knew it was going to turn into the Super Bowl, if he knew it was going to turn into 5 Grammys, if he knew it was going to turn into an Oscars joke, ain't no way, Ben. I'm telling you right now, that man would have been in Toronto chilling, making a new album, pretending like K-Dot don't exist, coming at him and low-key taking shots, but like on some like subliminal, like this could be about Kendrick, it could be about somebody else. I don't think he would have went as far as he did if he had any indication. And I think Drake needed to be humbled. That's why I think Kendrick went for it. I don't think he necessarily saw. Oh, no, sorry. He did see that Drake was weak because he knew. He said, I know what I am capable of, but you don't. So, you know what I'm saying? And I think that Drake, he needed humbling, and Kendrick was the one to do it.
I agree. I think Drake, for the most part, got to thinking too highly of himself.
That's tough.
Even when you look at the first-person shooter record, and hell, you could look back at the Tootsie Slide record. You know, the Tootsie Slide was basically Michael Jackson's moonwalk. He just called it Tootsie Slide. But then when you look at the first-person shooter video, and again, even when First Person Shooter came out, I said, bro, this is so hard. But, Drake making a new emblem or what was it, a new statue of himself, basically.
But the Mount Rushmore, you talking about that. But the thing is, Drake was low-key giving K-Dot props. He said, hate when they argue the hardest MC. Is it K-Dot? Is it Aubrey or me? So that was J. Cole. I'm sorry.
That was J. Cole saying that. But at the same time, Drake, in the end of the music video, he did the Michael Jackson thing. And it was one of these things like, what did he say? He said, I forget the lyrics off the top of my mind right now, but he basically went on to go say that I'm bigger than Michael Jackson. And then later on, at the top of 2024, he drops a mixtape or some kind of tape or whatever. And there's a record on there where he goes to say, look, I just don't know how anymore. People want me to do this. I don't know how anymore. He's basically going to say that, look, I really don't know how to rap like that anymore. Everybody want that kind of Drake, but I don't do that anymore. And I think that was the note that Kendrick was looking for. Because just like Drake's predecessor, Lil Wayne, I think some of these guys get so high up, they feel like they can drop whatever, and people going to listen to it just because of the name. And I feel like that's what Lil Wayne got to at some point in his career as well, where he's just like, you know what, I can drop whatever, and people going to listen to it. Drake became the same person from the Tootsie Slide all the way up until, 2024. I can drop whatever, and people going to listen to it. And I think that's what Kendrick Lamar saw. He was like, Drake's not hungry for this anymore. I still am. I'm still about the underground. I'm still ready to rip heads off. I come from the Cypher generation, where I'm here to shred folks. Drake not really about that life. And, no pun intended, but there goes the is you like that? You know what I'm saying? With Future and Metro Boomin. So if you like that, Drake stand up to it. But if not, bow down. You can.
And he not like that, but he got too many yes men in his camp that really hyped him up, had him thinking.
Or he got a bunch of pedophiles around.
What does that have to do with this, then?
I'm just saying the pedophiles gonna be yes men too.
They just happy to have a job.
Yeah, for real though. just happy to have a job. That's facts. All right, because they could be unemployed, or just be a grocery store bagger.
I don't know what it is about.
Stay away from the kids.
I don't know what it is about Wayne's predecessors hanging out with people who are unsavory.
Bro, you know what I'm saying? Nicki Minaj, her husband. Sheesh.
Disgusting. Her brother, right?
Yeah, her brother.
Is it her brother?
Yeah, it was her brother.
See, it's one family member and then her husband. I think it's her brother.
No, it was her brother. It was her brother, man. It's just so crazy how these types of things happen.
And Wayne was never on that. I never heard of him hanging out with. And we could go down this rabbit hole all day, Ben.
Let's go down the rabbit hole.
It's giving Alice.
It's
giving Wonderland.
It should, because ultimately with Lil Wayne, he was definitely I don't want to say sexually assaulted, but introduced to sex at a young age. So who knows what kind of trauma that put up on that young man.
Well, yeah, and wasn't he with Cash Money when he was like 15?
When he was 14, but then when he was like 15, 16, he talks about how Birdman and them had him in like a room with women, and the women had to perform sexual activities on them. So But this is where, the whole Young Money, Cash Money, Drake affiliation that ties into,
And they've normalized all this behavior.
Well, I wouldn't even necessarily put that all on them. I would say that America has normalized this behavior. Society has normalized.
Yeah, no, industry. But you're right, society.
Mm-hmm.
Because Ben, I don't understand like the whole boys club thing, like the whole like you got to be initiated by doing XYZ.
Yeah.
Like I remember there were rumors, still are, that not even just black men in general, if they want to have a successful career in Hollywood, they have to wear a dress at some point. They got to play a female character. They also have to have initiation in the sense of if you're young, you have to do allow people to perform certain favors on you or vice versa.
Right.
And it's like, why are those things necessary for me to break into whatever industry I'm trying? Because it's not just music. Mm-hmm. They do that in Hollywood, like in movies and in shows.
They do them things on the streets. Like look at fraternities and sororities.
Right.
It's
so
happening on the ground level.
It's a societal thing.
Yeah, it's a societal thing, man. And it's just one of these things that, I think at some point people just want to have some kind of blackmail over you, something that can hang over your head, some kind of leverage, and they decide to use those things against you when you go against whatever the organization is about, whether that's a gang organization or some kind of legal organization.
That makes sense.
For sure. So I think these types of things happen in all these different factions of our society. It just, goes unspoken of,
No, and it happens.
Sworn to secrecy.
For real. And like you said, it really is a very normalized thing. It's really messed up when you think about it.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. While I'm all for like sororities and fraternities and stuff like that, like how many have been banned for doing those kind of things? Right. You know what I mean? That stuff that
too many salacious activities.
And it's horrible. Yeah. It's horrible. I know people that have been like seriously injured, and it's like they have to sacrifice themselves in order. And it's like, for what? Maybe it'll help you in your career one day, and maybe it'll bring you like friends into your life. But like, do you want to be around people? Do you want to be helped by people who feel like you have to go through these types of things in order to? It's just weird to me. Like even like the paddling, I think is weird.
I think that's so. I think it's so homo.
Don't say that, because they do that.
I just said that to get a rise out of you, because I know how to play to. We ain't done a show in a long time, Mel, but I know you. Okay, I know you, and I know what gets under your skin.
You know what's crazy? Ben loves to come at me for being a good human. I don't know what that says about him. I have no comment because I told you I'm not going to judge anymore.
I'm just a human being, man, and I accept everybody, to be honest with you. But, if you represent a certain category, you just do. And it's okay.
Of course.
As long as people don't talk bad about you, though. Yeah. If they don't talk bad about you, then, just let it ride. Don't be too sensitive, man, because we need thicker skin out here. That's why so many people are, so susceptible to the energies that get put up on them. You got to develop thicker skin.
It's hard, though. Life is hard, but unfortunately, the way you develop thicker skin is different for everybody.
That's true. That's very true.
Like for you, sometimes it's giving. You just gotta what, like as in like this insult, that insult. I'm just kidding. I'm just joshing. I'm just throwing some jokes your way. But not everybody receives that. For some people, it could thin their skin out. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, for real though, it's true, man. It's true. But hopefully, what does Kanye say? What doesn't kill you make you stronger? So hopefully it doesn't kill you and it makes you stronger.
That was the old Kanye. I don't know if the new Kanye would say that. I don't know if Bianca's Sensory's husband would say that.
Man, the new Kanye just gonna throw a swastika on and call it fashion.
Isn't that something that isn't her last name Sensory, and she's like literally the most uncensored celebrity?
I never thought about the irony in that.
How do you say, is it Sensory? I think it is Sensory.
That's very interesting.
Censori. Sensory, that's got to be how you pronounce it. It has to be. How else would you pronounce her name?
So is she, I just want to know, maybe you know more than I do.
She's from Australia.
Oh, she's Australian.
She ain't from here.
But is she Jewish or Italian at all? Or like, what's her roots?
I know she looks Armenian, like Kim Kardashian. I know that.
I say, after looking at Kanye, he's a boob guy. Like this guy likes
what guy isn't a boob guy?
I mean, look, I'm just saying.
I think all men are boob guys. Even gay men are boob guys. I'm sorry, men love boobs. Men love boobs.
Well, you know what? I'll break this down because like I want all my guys out there just getting strays. Because some dudes out there like the bee stings up top and the little bun on the bottom.
Ben,
I think that personally, people are attracted to circles. Like I've actually done the human psychology I've actually done my studies on this, and people really like round things. So whether it's a basketball, a football, a soccer, You know,
a football? Is that round?
It's round. It's just an oblong figure.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's an oblong shape.
Oblong.
Yeah, but it's one of these things that people are attracted to because the eyes are circular. You know, the eyes is an actual is a I was about to say an oval. It's circular. It's an orb or whatever it may have you. But I think people are just attracted to those types of things because that's just who we are as people. You know, we're attracted to those things. And when a woman has those types of shapes on her, I think it also goes to say that that person may be a little bit more more suitable to be like a mom or something. You know, but I think the same thing with a man.
Right. No, for sure. Well, I was going to say, I think anything that anything that's ultra feminine.
Mm-hmm.
So to your point, anything that reminds a man that this woman can reproduce, I think they're automatically attracted to. Because,
right.
But, you know, that's a nature thing,
Yeah, that's
right?
what I'm saying. It's like human nature.
Yeah.
Because like folks be out here getting, you know, the BBLs and stuff. And
y'all act like y'all don't want it. Come on now.
I don't care for it. I really don't care for it. I think it's one of the most riskiest things that you could be doing.
It's so risky. It's scary.
You can really die. You can really kill yourself. Like I would not recommend it for any woman out there.
No.
Please don't do it.
No.
Like please, like the beauty is definitely in the eye. Beauty is definitely in the eye of the beholder, and the beholder is you.
Wait, let me find out that men are into natural beauty again.
For sure they are.
On what?
Men have always been into natural beauty. I think that some of the tools out there, they just get attracted to what they see on the TV screen up until they realize they don't want that anymore.
I feel like when it comes to men being attracted to women, I agree. The beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same when you reverse it. But us women, I think that we don't mind a project. We don't mind somebody because we almost like to upgrade men.
Okay.
I think that men like for women to come ready-made. I think
You think so?
I do. I think that.
Interesting.
I don't think that men are necessarily looking at a woman and seeing potential. And like, as in, like, if you're not already like a type that they would take a second look at, they're probably not going to take that second look. Like for most men, that's what I think. I'm not saying it is Bible. In my opinion, I think that men prefer a woman that is ready-made, and by that I mean already looking and acting and being the woman of his dreams versus us women. I think we're willing to take on a project. In fact, I think we prefer it because I think that we like to upgrade you.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Beyonce. Yes, the song is real. We love to upgrade a man because most men are coming out of situations where they probably had a woman that was trying to upgrade them. And so, you know, low-key in the back of our minds, we're always saying thank you to your ex because the work that y'all did is less work we got to do. But, you know, I think with every woman that a man dates, you probably do learn a little bit more about how to be a man, which is ironic that a woman is trying to teach y'all how to men, but we're just trying to teach y'all how to be a husband, how to be a father, a provider. Whereas men, again, I think y'all take a look at us, and if we're your type, you go for it. If we're not, you take a look a different direction.
I don't know. I would say that there are men out there who are willing to put in the work to build up a woman,
Okay.
you know, to make certain that she gets her dreams accomplished. And because, you know, and I think that's just the maturity aspect of it, right? Like when you're in a relationship or you're dedicated to being like, you know what, this person that may not be everything that I need, but, you know, somewhere down the line, they can provide a lot of the things that I do need. You know, I think people are willing to put in that work. Men are willing to put in that work. You know, because we have to realize, especially in our communities, that not everybody is just coming full, and not everybody's just coming whole.
Aren't.
You got to realize that people are works in progress.
Yeah,
like,
everyone is.
and you do need different relationships to understand where you do lack at,
or
you
what
know?
you want,
or what you want for sure,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. Like, or what you want, man, because those different relationships definitely point out. Like you said, different things that you do want or that you are lacking in your relationship, or just how to be better in your relationship. You know, that's why I believe, you know, like even the plutonic idea, like having platonic. I said plutonic.
Plutonic.
I'm thinking about Pluto and
Right.
stuff. But the platonic relationships are beneficial as long as you don't cross those lines or whatever. But they do definitely teach you about different things. Like, you know, a woman may not know how to actually go about treating a man. Or treating the man that she's in a relationship with up until she actually gets around some dudes and like, dang, y'all really do think like this.
Right.
It really is that simple. And vice versa for men.
Yep.
You know, there are times where I'm realizing like, dang, like y'all really is emotional, and then maybe I just need to let her spew out her emotions right now.
Yeah.
Don't dive into it, try to fix it. Just let the emotion be, and then it'll pass. So
Ben's been in a relationship, y'all.
yeah,
Clearly.
yeah, for real.
That's great.
And it's just. But I learn from y'all women though, and I bring it back home.
And vice versa. That's why, that's why I said to you, this is just my opinion, of course, what I was saying, what I think that, how men approach relationships or just women they're attracted to. But I agree with you, Ben. And I think that we have to put our pride aside as men and women, and we need to allow the opposite sex to teach us. You know what I mean? Because, well, that's assuming you're attracted to the opposite sex.
Right.
But I would never know how to be a great wife if I wasn't told by a man what they want out of a wife, if that makes sense. Because,
Okay.
I can use what my idea of it is, but it's I'm not catering to myself. I'm catering to a man, and vice versa. I think you should always cater to your partner. You know what I'm saying?
That's legit, especially when you've never really had that in a household.
Exactly.
You never had that example.
And my mom was married when I was growing up, for the record.
Yeah.
But she wasn't married to my dad, and my mom and my stepdad, they divorced when I was in high school.
Interesting.
I want a marriage that I only want to be married once. You know what I mean?
Right.
So to your point, technically, I haven't seen a marriage, a relationship that's lasted for the length of time that I want to see myself in. So
Right.
yeah, and even if I had men, I have friends whose parents have been married for 30 years, and they still can't find a relationship that works for them. You know what I mean? So
Interesting.
whether you have the example or not, it's still about you and you doing what's best for that relationship.
Right.
Whatever your parents did worked for them. What works for them may not work for you.
No, that's
So
real.
whether or not you have, an example.
And then it's also just meeting that partner that's on that same wavelength, though.
I know.
I got I guess two good friends, but my homie that I grew up with, my boy Godfrey. He grew up with his mom and his dad. He's literally my very first friend that I knew had a mom and dad in the house, and they was married. And I'm like, damn, that was crazy. But then as he grew older and became men, he ended up meeting his now wife, and she came from a home where again she's had a mom and a dad. They were both married, and it's just I look at them and I'm like, dang, it was easy for you guys to cross over and set this for each other because that's what you guys both had saw.
That's what they're used to.
This is what you're used to. So her as a woman understands how to act as a wife. Him as a man, seeing his father, how his father treated his mom, understands how to act as a husband. And I'm pretty certain even in that dynamic, there's things that they're figuring out about each other, but they're growing in their life together.
Not all parents, though, teach you that. I don't know about how you were parented, but I don't remember being parented in the sense of, when you're somebody's wife, make sure you do that.
Right.
My mom wasn't that type of mom.
Man, hey, look, I don't want to get too candid on here,
hey,
but
you know what?
I messed with some women before who came from homes where their mom and dad were together, and she would tell me things that she felt that she needed to do for me just because her mom would tell her man, your dad mad at me for this, your dad mad at me because of that, and it's like, damn.
And we learned from that behavior too.
Right.
You feel me? So either way, whether you came from a broken home or a home where they've been married for 20 plus years,
right?
You learned something from that.
Yeah.
But I would love to know in the comments, what do y'all, because Ben and I, we were going to discuss this, and we're going to save it for next week's show because I think it would be good to get some comments from the viewers. I've definitely got some things from my friends because I've been asking my friends this question for a while, and I want to know from Ben as well. But for next week's show, we want to know from y'all, what do you think that men want? And then also, what do you think that women want? And by that, I mean out of a relationship, out of a partner. Because I hear that what men want is something real easy. It's real simple. It's just one word. And I'm going to tell you guys what that is when we get to next week's show, I should say. But as far as women, I don't know if it's quite as simple.
What do you mean? What do you mean, though? Like what honestly, look, what do women want? I really want to know, what do women want at the end of the day? Because it seems like, God gave y'all eyelashes and you put eyelashes on. God gave y'all fingernails and y'all put acrylic nails on. God gave y'all eyebrows and y'all shape them up. It just seemed like ain't nothing really good enough. Like, God gave y'all everything that y'all need.
And we still be trying to...
Still need more.
Right.
Like when is enough enough?
That's a really good question. Ladies, let me know what you think that women want. As in, you tell us in the comments.
I asked the ladies. I'm asking you.
I can't tell you until next week, Ben. I'm so sorry. You're going to have... Yeah, that's right. This is
Why not?
We call this a cliffhanger.
Whatever.
Let us know in the comments. Ladies, what do you want from men? And men, let us know what you want as well. because little does Ben know, and I think it's really cute that he thinks that this answer can be quick wrapped up in a bow. It's not quite as simple as you may think it is, Benjamin. But I do want to hear from y'all in the comments. And in the next show, we're going to talk about what women want, in the reverse of that, what men want. And I hope that we can help somebody out with this one, because it's going to be a really good conversation. I promise y'all.
I think it'll only take 20 minutes.
That's cute. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to Nothing But The Truth with Melanie Ricks. Thank you so much to Benjamin, my guy, the producer extraordinaire.
It's amazing.
Great to be back in the studio with you, bro. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your week, and we'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.